Yes, I'm playing Steins during the middle of a blizzard. Oh, yes, if you see me shivering at any point in this video, I apologize, but this room has no insulation, so I'm actually kind of cold in here. Let's just get to playing Steins Gate 0, and maybe that'll warm me up. 5 hours had passed since the operation had begun. The only sound in the room was of Daru's fingers on the keys.
どうだ、ダル。
今のところ気づかれてはないと思われ。
まだかかりそうか。
早くても3時間くらいは。
I guess it wasn't going to be easy after all. Daru must have been exhausted, but he was still working. Mayuri and the others were sending me regular messages. Mayuri had paired off with Lukako, and Ferris with Suzuha. Since they knew each other so well, they were doing a great job of working together and running around Tokyo. Suzuha had told me that she'd seen shady-looking people several times, and Mocha had sent me a message saying that they'd taken the bait. For now, the operation was succeeding without anyone getting hurt. But I didn't expect it to last forever. I wanted to get Kurisu's memory data deleted as fast as possible. But in the end, my only choice was to rely on Daru.
すまないな、ダル。
それは言わない約束だろ。
I remembered how he looked 25 years in the future. Even in that far distant future, he was still my friend.
オカリンさん、ちょっといい？
Until a little bit ago, Maho had been resting to recover from her exhaustion. But at some point, she must have gotten up.
どうした？
これ、見て。
She handed me a stack of papers. It was a printout of Strafo's report. She must have been looking at it after she'd woken up.
これは？
ストラト4によって被験者としてリストアップされた人たちの名前よ。
Oh, man! Oh, Intriguing. Saiba Takinori, male, age 16. Serena Spencer, female, age 14. Sean Keynes, male, 16. Shina Kagari, female, age 17. Shimada Tadashi, male, age 10. Silas Gray, male, age 24. Sylvia Gaines, female, age 19. Thelma Comfreford. I can't read the full name, but anyways, the important thing is, Kagari's name is there. There were rows of names, sexes, and ages, and other information.
ここ。
She pointed her small finger at one of the names. It said, Shina Kagari.
シーナ・カガリ。
彼女、ストラト4のモルモットにされていたんだわ。
Of course, I'd known it was a possibility. That's why they'd been looking for her. And she had Kurisu's memories, too. But still, it was one thing to suspect it, and another to see proof.
だけど、最終実験までには至らなかったみたい。その直前に脱走したと書かれてあるわ。
That made me feel a lot better. If Kagari still had Kurisu's memories, I would have seen a repeat of what happened in the last Worldline. This must be another effect of the Worldline change. But there was still no doubt that she had been in Stratfo's hands for years. and she'd been the subject of many experiments during that time.
少し心配だわ。
I am too. Maho must have been thinking the same thing I was. Kagari was alone with Yuki at Daru's hideout right now.
ん？誰だよこの忙しい時に。
It's probably Yuki. Speaking of the devil. The ringing that suddenly interrupted our conversation was coming from Daru's phone.
ん？天主だ。どうしたんだろう。
I had a bad feeling.
はい、もしもし、天主、どうしたん？何かあったん？え？かがりたんが？
かがりがどうした？
いなくなったって。
何？
I grabbed the phone out of his hands and put it up to my ear.
俺だ！Okabeだ！かがりがいなくなったって、本当か？
Wait, hold on. The phone's up to his ear.
岡部さん、ごめんなさい。私がついていながら。
I forgot Yuki and Suzaha shared the same voice actress. I'm correct on that, right? Hold on. Is Yuki and Suzaha's voice actress the same? Hold on. Yukari Tamura. And, hold on. Are they the same voice actress? Suzaha... Well? Alright. There you go. Oh, yeah, Yukari Tamura. Yep, they're the same voice actress. I thought so.
一体どうして？誰かにさらわれたのか？
いえ、それが、かがりさんが自分で、私、必死で止めたんですけど、すごい力で。
自分で？
What was going on? Was Yuki really? No, that was impossible. If Yuki was working for Stratfo, she wouldn't be calling me. But then why had Kagari run off on her own?
スピーカーモードにしてもらえる？私も話が聞きたいわ。
Yuki-san, connected. Speaker on. On Daru's phone, he puts... Instead of Amanishi, he puts her as Yuki-san on his phone. I think that's funny. I think that's actually really funny. I hit the button to switch the call to speakerphone.
ゆきさん、かがりさんが飛び出していく前の状況を詳しく教えて。何か変わったことはなかった？特には、それまでいろいろとおしゃべりしていて。何か変な映像を見たりは？もしくは音とか？いえ、待ってください。そういえば、外から変な音楽が聞こえてました。何かの外旋車みたいでしたけど、やけに大きい音だなと思ったら。
Ah, that's where the music comes in. Yes, I remember that detail from the Steins Gate Zero anime about the music and Kagari. I don't remember the details of that, so I'm gonna let the game explain that, but I remember there was something to do with music and Kagari. But I can't remember if it was like mind control or hypnosis. I'm gonna let the game explain. An advertising van? Was it the one I'd seen this afternoon?
それね。さっきのファイルに書いてあったわ。過去、ストラト4が行ってきた数々の実験。その実験の中に、ブレインウォッシングが含まれていた。
Yes, it was brainwashing. Brainwashing?
洗脳か。
What is brainwashing? The use of violent methods to forcibly change someone's thoughts or ideology. Violence in this case can refer to physical methods, imprisonment, threats, physical pain, drug injection, etc., or psychological ones, implanting a feeling of guilt, using verbal abuse. It offers a more powerful method of changing a person's mentality than mind control. So not exactly mind control, but brainwashing. Huh. Interesting.
特定の音楽を耳にすれば、 自発的に行動するよう洗脳されていたんじゃないかしら。そうとでも考えなければ、この状況で自分から進んで飛び出すとは思えない。
That song the band was playing. It was K625. The magic flute. Sent to lead Kagari astray. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is a reference to some old, fairy tale. Is it, Peter's Piping Piper? That's definitely not the fairy tale. Hold on. Oh, okay, yes, okay. There you go. Yeah, the Pied Piper. I don't know what I said, or if what I said was a real thing, but hey, it's close. So yeah, this might be a reference to that.
ファイルにも書かれているわ。椎名かがりは適合性に非常に優れているため、目下行方を捜索中って。
くそー
They probably had fans like that all over Japan, not just Akihabara. And she'd fallen right into their trap.
どうするオカリン
It was obviously Strafo that had gone after Kagari, which meant that all we could do was... And then there was another call. This time, it was to my phone. Wait, wasn't your phone red? Wasn't your phone red? Huh. Oh, okay, it's a different cell phone. I had Ferris prepare several cell phones for my use in this operation. One to use to call everyone, one to give to Kagari. And the call was coming from the phone I had given to Kagari. It probably wasn't from her, though. Who could it be?
Okabe Rintaro だな。
Oh, the disguised voice. The digitally altered voice made the caller seem even more eerie.
ああ、そうだ。お前は
椎名かがりは我々の手中にある。交換条件は言わなくてもわかるな。
Kursu's laptop and hard drive.
考える時間をくれ。
考える？何を考える必要がある？交換は明日だ。場所と方法は追って連絡する。
They hung up.
クリスの PC とハードディスクと交換だそうだ。
で、どうするん
かがりが洗脳にあっていたなんて。
Suzuha was gritting her teeth in frustration as she listened to us. I'd had her come back immediately after the call. And I brought Kyouma to the lab as well.
率直に教えてもらいたい。仮に相手の要求に従ったとしてかがりを返してもらえると思うか？
思わない。
Mocha gave her honest opinion.
私もそう思う。相手は洗脳なんて汚い手を使う人間だ。必要なくなれば容赦なく消すだろう。最悪、あなたもやられる。
The only reason they would have called me specifically is that they knew I had the information they wanted to keep hidden. After what I'd gone through already, I could safely assume they'd show no mercy. And they were after what Kursu had left behind. Her memories and her belongings. I don't want them causing any more wars. Which meant there was only one thing I could do.
こっちから乗り込んでかがりを取り戻すしかないな。
Okay! It was dangerous, but it was the only way. Mayuri and the others were still out there fighting, which meant they should still think I was running around the city.
乗り込むって、そんな、相手がどこにいるのかもわからないのに？
どこにいるかなら知ってるさ。
I was about to say Victor Condria. No, they're at, Okabe and Daru's school. I forgot its name though.
本当か？おじさん、いつの間に？
鈴葉、手伝ってくれるか？
オーキードーキー。
I turned towards Mocha, who shook her head.
そこまでは付き合えない。
I bet.
ダメよ、二人でなんて危険すぎる。
いや、大勢で動くよりも危険は少ないかもしれない。
And I knew that fate wasn't going to let me die for a little while longer.
まゆりさんたちには言わないの？
Wait a second, hold on. Fate won't affect Okabe here, but fate could affect Suzuha here though. Suzuha was not there in 2036. No, please don't do that. Please don't kill Suzuha, man. I know she will come back. In about, 6 years from now as a baby, and... No! No! If this goes in the direction I think it might, Suzuha and Okabe will be able to save Kagari, but it might be at the cost of Suzuha's life. No!
言えば心配かけるだろうからな。ダル、引き続きロックの解除を頼む。それからスマホは通話状態にしておいてくれ。
オキドキ。
おじさん、これを。
Suzuha handed me a semi-automatic pistol.
グロック。
What is a Glock 17? A semi-automatic pistol. I need to blow my nose. Glock 17. A semi-automatic pistol developed by Austrian arms manufacturer Glock. It is the civilian version of the official sidearm of the Austrian military, the P-80. It has a 9mm caliber and 70+1 round capacity. The frame is fully plastic. Its revolutionary design would have a huge effect on the future firearm technology. Ah, Glock 17.
もしもの時は自分の身は自分で守るんだ。
I hesitated, but decided to take it. It was the first time in my life I'd ever held a gun, and it was a lot heavier than I expected it to be. The lights were still on at the building in Kanda. Even at this hour, the gate was open. That's how colleges were. As expected, we made it inside with no trouble.
ここにかがりが？
ああ、そのはずだ。
If Daru's information from 2036 was right, Strafo's base was here at my university, Tokyo Denki. That's the name of the school. Several buildings occupied the school's Kanda's campus. Building 1, Buildings 5 through 7, and Buildings 11 through 15. Buildings 5, 6, 10, and 15 were scattered throughout the surrounding neighborhood, but the remainder were in their own little isolated area. The only two of those with basements were 11 and 15, and my guess was that Stratfo's base was here, in Building 11. It was not only the building with the newest equipment, but it was a big building with 17 floors and a lot of foot traffic going in and out. I didn't know how many people Strafo had working for them, but at least some of them had to have been looking out for me. Which meant that this place will be less well guarded than usual. And I had Suzuha with me too. This was doable.
こっちだ。
I led Suzuha straight down the stairs. There were 3 elevators in the building, but Suzuha had decided that taking them would be dangerous. They could potentially be trapped. Wait, hold on. Let me check something real quick. Whoops! Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I was just trying to pull up my phone. I can't pull up my phone right here. Oops. The problem was what lay below. There were over 20 rooms of varying sizes in the 2-story basement. Which one of them was their base.
おじさん、こっち。
わかるのか？
思い出した。ここなら昔潜入したことがある。私が知ってる建物はもう崩れかけで、外観も全然変わってたからわからなかったけど、間違いない。
Suzuha led me down the corridors without hesitation. With her gun in her hand, and her hips dropped low to the ground to avoid making noise as she ran. She looked just like a cat. She stopped in front of one of the rooms, and nodded to me. It seemed no different than any of the others. But there was no nameplate on it. This was supposed to be a large generator room, as I recall.
私はカガリを救出する。おじさん、自分の身は自分で守ること。
ああ。
I took the Glock out from my belt. It was heavy in my hands. Suzuha had taught me how to use it, but I'd never fired it before, and wasn't sure I'd be able to. You know, there is going to be a lot of questions if the security footage gets seen of, what happened in the basement that night. If the security footage came out, Okabe has a lot of explaining he might need to do, or not do. If the security cameras are on. They might be, I don't know. Or if there's security cameras in general. Yeah, these are the questions that the game will not ask or, ever bring up, so I should probably not have them. But it would still serve as a bluff.
行くよ。3、2、1。
After she finished her countdown, Suzuha shut off the doorknob, kicked open the door, and ran into the room. She did it all in one swift movement. I ran in after her, and realized immediately that something was wrong. The first thing I noticed was the stench. It was an iron smell, strong enough to make you puke. Blood. The floor of the room was covered with blood. There were bodies, too. 4 or 5 of them. Of course, Suzuha hadn't done it. It was already like this when we got here.
どういうことだ?
What? Suzuha was slowly working her way forward. I followed her. Some of the bodies were Japanese, and some were American. The room continued on. A large man was lying face down next to a half-open door. And next to him was...
思ったよりも早かったわね、リンタロウ。
Oh!
バカな。
The voice saying my name was voluptuous and feminine, and its accent was foreign.
レイエス教授。
Ah, so the villain this time is Reyes! Oh, this is interesting.
元気そうで何よりだわ。
どうして？
ちょっと探し物を返してもらおうかと思って。
Oh! Dr. Reyes spun around quickly and smoothly, like a dancer. Kagari was seated behind her.
Kagari!
Interesting.
どうした？カガリ！聞こえないのか？
There was some kind of strange mechanical device over her head. No matter how much I called out her name, she didn't move an inch.
あら、 せっかく気持ちよく眠ってるんだから起こしてあげたらかわいそうよ。
She definitely looks villainous right here. She definitely looks villainous and kind of hot. I'm not gonna lie, she kind of looks kind of hot. I regret saying that on camera because I'm posting this online. God dang it. Her smile was sharp and cold. It completely lacked the warmth I'd seen when we first met.
気をつけろ、そいつ軍人だ。
Oh, whoa, I was not expecting a sprite of Suzuha pointing her gun at me. Well, she's pointing it at Reyes, but it looks like she's pointing it at me. Oh, jeez. Dang. I was not expecting the sprite. Suzuha already had her gun drawn at Reyes. But Reyes didn't seem concerned in the slightest.
軍人
Tenoji had said that, come to think of it, that the group looking for Kagari was with a Western military, and he'd wondered if a normal spy would have taken their own life.
そっちのあなた何者？
かがりを返せ。
いい顔ね。日本にもそういう顔をできる人間がいるなんて知らなかった。とりあえず銃をこちらに。でないと椎名かがりは死ぬわよ。
かがりを殺した瞬間に私がお前を殺す。
あらそう。私は組織で動いている。私一人を殺したところで状況は変わらないわよ。
鈴葉
Suzuha laid the gun at her feet, frustrated.
いい子ね。ついでにそこで両手を頭の後ろに置いて立ってなさい。それで凛太郎、交換条件は提示したはずだけどちゃんと持ってきてくれたの？あらあら、いけない子ね。持ってきていないならこちらとしては椎名かがりは渡せないわ。
She'd said Kagari was asleep, but when I looked closer, I saw that her eyelids were fully closed. From what little I could see of her eyes, they were empty and devoid of light.
かがりに何をした？
残念だけどまだ何もしていないわ。彼らが使っていた子守歌をちょっと聞かせてあげただけ。でもあなたが交換条件に応じる気がないみたいだからこれから始めてしまおうかしら。
She rubbed Kagari's cheeks with the barrel of her gun, a look of ecstasy on her face.
クリスの PC とハードディスクは特別な場所に隠してある。かがりを渡さないならこっちも教えるつもりはない。先にかがりを解放しろ。
交渉は無駄よ、リンタル。そっちが渡す気がないならこっちはこっちのやり方をさせてもらうわ。
It wasn't a threat or a bluff. Reyes was acting like this was an everyday conversation. With all the blood and stench around us, that somehow made it even creepier.
これはあなたがやったのか？
ええ。彼らも余計な真似をしなければもう少し長生きできたのに。残念ね。
どうしてこんな真似を？
簡単なことよ。私の正体に気づいたから。
Oh?
正体？
そこの彼女が言ってたでしょ。
軍か。
同時に研究者でもある。ダーパって言ってもどうせわからないでしょうけど。
DERPA. What is DERPA? DERPA. Fictional. The American Defense Ultimate Research Project Agency. That is! Oh my god! so stupid that it definitely would exist. This definitely would exist. Well, how is this not real? There's probably some government file with this name in it. This is probably some secret American military group, knowing a little bit about the stupidity of some of the names that comes out of the federal government here. Oh my god, this is not fictional, this is definitely real. Come on. The American Defense Ultimate Research Projects Agency. I mean, it's such a ridiculous name that I can actually see it being a real organization that people don't know of. Ultimate Research Projects Agency. And of course there's defense on it too, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Created to adapt the latest scientific technology for military purposes, it reports directly to the President of the United States and the Secretary of Defense. It is staffed by around 300 people, many of whom are non-military civilians, and since it reports directly to the Secretary of Defense, it is kept free of direct military influence. Researchers in DERPA are given wide latitude to pursue projects they find interesting. During the days of its predecessor, ERPA, it was responsible for the development of ERPANET, which would later become the internet, as well as the Global Positioning System, GPS. DERPA. Ultimate Research. I'm sorry, but the ultimate part made this name hilarious. Just the ultimate in the name. The American Defense Ultimate Research Projects Agency. Like, if there wasn't an ultimate in it, I would believe that this is fictional. But since the ultimate is there, there's no way this is not fictional. There is no way that this is not fictional. God, the ultimate just made this real. You know what? The ultimate made this real to me.
アメリカ国防高度研究計画局。そんなレイエス教授が。
I could hear Maho's voice through my Bluetooth microphone. I'd left my phone connected to Daru's so that we could stay in touch if we needed to. Buy time? Now? It would be impossible. But I'd asked Daru for the impossible many times before. Now it was my turn. I couldn't let her hurt Kagari. Suza had lost her weapon. It would be hard to do this by force. I just needed to keep her occupied. That's what I meant to say.
その軍の人間がどうして？
もともと私の所属するチームはブレインウォッシングの研究をしていたのよ。
洗脳。それじゃあかがりは。
言っておくけど彼女をこうしたのは私じゃない。彼だよ。
Them. She must have meant the people lying on the floor.
どうだか。そもそもなぜ軍の人間が洗脳の研究なんてする必要がある？
There was no need to even ask. But I needed to buy time for Daru to finish his hacking.
決まってるでしょ。思い通りに動く戦士を作るためよ。文句を言うこともなく、死を恐れることもない。国のために身を捧げる最強の戦士を作るため。
So this is basically a continuation of MK Ultra.
別に珍しいことじゃないわ。そんなの100年以上も前から世界中で行われているもの。でもね、洗脳なんて面倒なことをしなくても最強の戦士を作り上げられると私たちは気づいたの。それが AI 戦士よ。
AI 戦士。
The name alone made it sound like the title of a cheap sci-fi movie. but that also made it creepier.
なるほどな。人工知能を兵士の頭の中に植え付けるというわけか。そうすれば一様に高度な頭脳と思考を持つ戦士を大量に生み出すことができる。
Okay, good thing I had a spare battery. Let's continue on, I'm sorry.
へえ。
それに特殊技能についての記憶を兵士全員にインストールすれば全員がどんなミッションもこなせる兵士にだってなれる。
その通り。リン太郎、理解が早いわね。しかもゆくゆくは教識化することでより綿密で高度な連携を図れるようにもなる。どう？すごいでしょ？
そんなの許されるわけがない。
陳腐なセリフね。
Yeah, you did say a cliche response, Suzuha. I was worried that Suzuha might jump at her in a fury. Fury! God damn it! I was worried that Suzuha might jump at her in fury, but she stayed completely calm. Reyes was right next to Kagari. No matter how fast Suzuha was, without a gun, Kagari was still in danger. If I knew Suzuha, she was watching the situation carefully and waiting for an opening.
いい？私たちは世界の治安を守っているの。我が軍があるからこそ世界の平和は保たれているのよ。そのための戦士になれるのなら彼らだって本望のはず。
It was selfish reasoning. There was no way I or anyone else could accept it. But... Yes, Okabe!
面白い。
Yes, kick their asses! Kick their asses, Okabe! Or should I say, holding Kyouma. Do it!
レイエス教授、いや、レイエス。貴様、なかなか面白いじゃないか。
Here we go! I saw Suzuha's gaze dart over to me for just a moment. Her eyes seemed to criticize me, but she didn't say anything.
リン太郎？
リン太郎ではない！
My job right now... Oh my god, here we go. My job right now was to keep her busy until Daru broke the lock on the files. Which meant that now was the time to act. To act the part of the biggest fool I could. That was my job.
我が名はHououin Kyouma。世界の支配構造を覆し、混沌に陥れる男。
Hell yeah! Wait a second! Shit! I forgot my lab coat! Shit! Oh shit! Hold on, 1 second! 1 second! Oh my god! I forgot the lab coat! Oh, I made a silly mistake. I made an absolutely silly mistake by not wearing my cloak of armor. Now, let's foil the American government plan of brainwashed soldiers. Here we fucking go.
一体何の冗談？
この狂気のマッドサイエンティスト、Hououin Kyoumaが認めてやろう。貴様、なかなかにマッドだ。
ほう。何
Hououin Kyoumaだ。Okabe凛太郎と世を欺くための仮の姿。その正体こそこの俺。不死鳥のごとく蘇るマッドサイエンティストだ。
Yes!
何それ。あなたユニークね。
For a moment, her mouth had hung open in shock, but she quickly regained her cocky smile. But I couldn't back down now.
レイエス、これまで貴様がやってきたことはすでに把握した。貴様は AI 戦士の研究のためにビクトル・コンドリア大学に教授として潜り込んだ。そしてその過程でアマデウスプロジェクトにたどり着いた。そうだな。
その通りよ。アマデウスはなかなかに面白いプロジェクトだったわ。でもそれよりも面白かったのは
She stepped on the body next to her as if it were an object, not a human being.
アマデウスプロジェクトの陰に見え隠れする彼らの存在よ。案の定探りを入れてみたらとんでもないものが見えてきた。何が出てきたかはあなたも知ってるでしょ。
タイムマシンだな。
Reyes flashed me a dazzling smile and nodded.
なるほどな。人類の夢であり決して作り出すことのできないと言われたタイムマシン。その理論が記された論文の存在に気づいたか。それを手に入れれば世界の覇権をも手に入れることができると。だがくだらんな。貴様らの考えることは皆同じだ。
くだらないですって。
ああ、実にくだらん。世界の覇権、国家のため、組織のため、機関のため、どれも歪小な目的だ。そんなもののために世紀の大発明を利用するなど科学者として下の下。
私は科学者である前に軍人よ。国に命を捧げたものなの。我が国が世界の覇権を手に入れればそれだけで抑止力になる。それは世界のためでもあり人類のためでもあるのよ。
Her voice was rising in excitement.
だから決して他の国に先を越されるわけにはいかない。革命的な理論を私たちが手に入れることで世界の均衡は守られる。世界の平和は保たれるのよ。それを他の国にましてや一民間企業に手に入れられるなど許すものですか。
それがこれだけの人間を手にかけた理由か。あえてもう一度言おう。くだらないな。
あらそう。彼らには悪いことをしたと思ってるわ。
She didn't really sound like she meant it.
本当なら彼らを泳がせるだけ泳がせておいて全てを手に入れてからデータを頂戴するつもりだったの。
ならなぜ殺した。
スパイとして潜り込ませていた部下の一人がヘマをしでかしちゃったのよ。
The guy who shot himself!
だからそれについてはこちらの落ち度だと思ってるわ。でもね、彼らだって悪いのよ。うちには民間の研究者も在籍しているの。そちらに席を用意するって提案したのに欲を出して要求を突きつけてきたりなんかするから。才能のある人間を失うのは不本意だわ。
The corners of her mouth rose as she spoke. It didn't seem like she really felt that way at all.
さて、ここで一つ提案。岡部倫太郎、あなた、うちに来ない？
何？
あら、意外って顔ね。一体何のためにわざわざこんな話をしたと思うの？メイドの土産になんて日本のサムライシネマの中だけの話でしょ。 心配しなくていいわ。私たちは国籍なんて問わないし、お望みならばグリーンカードだって用意してあげられる。
つまり俺のこの法院キョマの才能を認めたというわけか。
もちろん才能のない人間には声をかけたりなんてしないわ。あなたには才能がある。それにマキセ・クリスの友人でもある。
There we go! I was waiting for the mention of Makise Kurisu. The real reason she was interested in me was probably the latter. It was far too obvious.
マキセ・クリスのタイムマシン理論について俺が彼女から何か聞いているかもしれない。そう期待しているわけだ。だからこの俺が欲しいと。
役に立つ人間は引き抜く。正当な対価も払う。それが私たちの生きる世界のルールだもの。
ということは役に立たなくなったら俺もそこに転がっている彼らのようになるわけだな。
それはあなたの働きと心がけ次第じゃないかしら。
Reyes laughed and went around behind Kagari. She seemed to be moving casually, but since Suzuha didn't pounce, she probably hadn't left any openings.
誰まだなのか。
I was hitting my limit for buying time.
まあゆっくり考えて。ん？
Oh.
この俺の才能に目をつけるとはなかなかのハイエストアイの持ち主だ。
ハイエストアイ？
目が高いという意味だ。メリケン人なのにそんなこともわからないとはな。だがまあいい。科学者としてゲのゲだと言ったさっきの言葉を取り消してやろう。何せこの俺の才能を見抜いたのだからな。
あら、それならこちらの提案に乗ってくれるのね。
Oh, you're so wrong, Reyes.
断る。なぜならこの俺は法院キョーマだからだ。狂気のマッドサイエンティストは孤高の存在でなければならない。いついかなる時も何者にも属してはならない。それが宿命。
Hell yeah! At first, Reyes seemed surprised, but then she exhaled a long sigh.
まあ、それについては結論を急ぐ必要はないわ。彼女の処置が終わるまでゆっくり考えてもらって構わない。
カガリをどうするつもりだ？
Suzuha still had her hands behind her head, but if looks could kill, Reyes would be dead already.
分かりきったことでしょ。彼女の頭の中にマキセ・クリスの記憶を上書きするの。
それは。
Then, in the other world line, maybe Jerpa had done that, and not Stratfo? And that wasn't all. Was the woman in the motorcycle suit who attacked the lab?
そんな顔しなくても大丈夫よ。このために今日まで動物や何人もの人間を使って実験を繰り返してきたんだから。
Reyes rubbed Kagari's cheeks lovingly.
そもそもこれまでのシステムには致命的な不具合があったの。でも今回はそれも解消した。その上彼女の高い適応力もある。きっと成功する。
Every single word she spoke, and she spoke so slowly. It felt like it was drawing me in.
クリスの記憶が、頭脳が、この子の中で再現されるのよ。そうなれば、記憶のブラックボックスなんて存在しなくなる。私たちの言うがまま、 彼女はきっとタイムマシンについても全部教えてくれる。もうクリスの PC もハードディスクもいらない。彼女さえいてくれればそれでいいの。
Reyes brought her crimson lips next to Kagari.
ねえ、カガリ。あなただってクリスになりたいでしょ？
ダメだ、カガリ！そいつの言葉を聞くな！
But Kagari didn't move at all.
天才と呼ばれたあの頭脳があなたのものになるのよ。世界に革新を起こす存在になれるの。素敵だと思わない？お返事は？
Kagari's lips moved a little. No!
いい子ね。
カガリ。
リンタロ、これはあなたの選択でもあるのよ。素直にこちらの交換条件に応じていれば結果は変わったかもしれないのに。それにあなただって本当はクリスに会いたいんじゃないかしら。人間を構成するのは記憶よ。記憶がその人間を作り出しているの。クリスの記憶を持ったカガリはクリスそのものになるわ。そうなればあなただって嬉しいでしょ？それにクリスだって。
ふざけるな！
I was surprised at how loud my voice was.
クリスが喜ぶだと？そんなわけがあるか！仮にカガリの記憶がクリスのものにとって変わったとしても、それはクリスじゃない！自分の記憶がそんな目的のために使われたって、あいつは絶対に喜んだりしない！あいつをマキセクリスをバカにするな！
そう、残念だわ。いずれにせよ結果は同じ。そこで大切な人の記憶がこの子の中に受け継がれるのをおとなしく見守っていなさい。
Reyes started to tap commands into the computer next to her. Suzuha was still calm. She wasn't attacking Reyes because she was waiting for Daru's word.
誰？まだなのか？
Damn it!
おじさん、
Suzuha whispered to me.
場合によってはカガリを見捨てる。私が動いたら伏せて。
Knowing Suzuha, she wouldn't hesitate.
はーい、準備 OK。
What do I do? Should I give up on her? I couldn't do that. Could I? But either way, Kagari was doomed.
それじゃあさよなら、カガリ。
Reyes' thin fingers stretched out. And Suzuha moved. She closed the gap between her and Reyes in an instant. A gunshot rang out. No! 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 Suzuha's body shot back and fell to the floor.
Suzuha!
そう来ると思ったわ。残念だったわね。
Reyes had expected that. Then there was nothing I could do.
やめろ!
Before I could stop her, Reyes hit the keyboard. What?
どういうこと？どうして反応しないの？まさかこいつ。 God damn it! Shit!
Reyes pounded the keyboard again and again, swearing. Daru did it! Daru did it! Was there a problem with the system?
オカリさん
There was a small light in Kagari's empty eyes.
Bullshit!
With Reyes distracted, this was my chance.
オカリさん
Kagari ripped the device off her head, stood up, and managed to run a few steps forward before she fell over. I ran over and grabbed her. Reyes quickly brought her gun to bear. Another gunshot. I thought I'd been shot, but I hadn't. Suzuha shot her! The gun, knocked out of Reyes' hands, was spinning on the floor.
それ以上動くな
Oh shit! Suzuha slowly stood up. She was holding the gun that she just placed on the ground.
無事だったか。
なんとかね
I underestimated Suzuha. I'm sorry, everyone. Her shoulders were bloody, but it wasn't a fatal wound. She was lucky to survive a gunshot wound at that range.
形勢逆転だな
参ったわね。まさかあなたみたいな子にしてやられるなんて。
Reyes shrugged her shoulders and surrendered.
でもね、ここで終わるわけにはいかないのよ。
動くなと言っている
Reyes ignored her and picked up the strange headset that Kagari had been wearing. Suzuha gripped her gun more tightly.
ちなみに私、小型の爆弾をポケットの中に持ってるの。
Oh.
奥歯をちょっとだけ噛みしめれば、それで起爆するのよ。
What? What kind of... Why did you forget the bomb and accidentally bite back while eating? What a stupid system of a bomb! I'm sorry, but this is absolutely stupid! God dang it. Why? Why would you put a bomb system like that? I'm sorry, but that's the stupidest bomb system I've ever heard.
この至近距離なら、あなたたち3人も巻き込まれちゃうでしょうね。
自爆する気か
敵に情報が渡るぐらいなら死を選べと教育されているの。悲しいことにね。
はったりだ
そう思うなら撃てばいい。
Suzuha moved to pull the trigger.
待て、スザー。今はダルを信じろ。
Reyes glanced at Suzuha, and then slowly put the headset down over her own head. She's trying to put Kursu's memories into her head now as the last stand.
お前、何をするつもりだ。
あなたも彼女じゃなければいいんでしょ。
まさか。
言ったでしょ。ここで終われないって。
There was madness in her eyes.
そうよ。簡単な話だったんだわ。わざわざ他人を使わなくても最初からこうすればよかったのよ。これで私はマキセ・クリスの記憶を手に入れられるの。
Oh shit!
タイム麻酔の理論を得ることもできるの。世界に確信をもたらす存在になれるのよ。
やめろ。そんなこと。
Don't use Kursu's memories for that!
誰？
今から私は時間をも支配できる存在になる。
誰？早くファイルを。
Reyes' fingers went for the keyboard.
やめろ。
大丈夫。 心配しなくてもあなたの大切な女の記憶を私がちゃんと役立ててあげる。
Oh shit, wait! Oh no, I think I know where this is going!
消せダル頼むクリスをあいつを解放してやってくれ。
Coming to me, Chris?
Rey's fingers touched the keyboard. I think she pressed the keyboard right as Daru deleted the file. Silence. Nothing happened. There was no light or loud noise like the phone wave. Of course there wasn't. It was all going on inside her head.
どうなったんだ
Reyes. Her brain just got fried. She was in the exact same position as when she touched the keyboard, completely unmoving. Oh my god, the file was deleted right as she tried putting it into her head. I think she just fried her brain. Did the memories download? I steeled myself to take a closer look. And Reyes collapsed to her knees. The light hit her face, and I could finally see her expression. There was nothing there. No light, no darkness. Nothing. Just hollow emptiness in her eyes. But that expression of joy she'd had when she touched the keyboard was frozen onto her cheeks.
オカリンさん、その人は。
早かったんだ。ダルの方が一瞬だけ。
Oh my god, Reyes actually fried her Oh my god! Holy shit! The folder had been emptied just before she downloaded the memories into her own mind. She'd filled her head with emptiness, and now nothing was left. Not the memories she'd had before. Not her own history. Not her own desires. There was just an empty shell. There was just an empty shell, kneeling on the ground as if praying to God.
ダル、よくやった。終わったよ。何もかも。
I could hear Daru and Maho cheering from the earphone.
行こう、おじさん。いつまでもここにいるのは良くない。
そうだな。かがり、歩けるか？
The only things left were dead bodies and a living corpse. Amadeus, the girl on the other side of the machine, was gone. She was gone from this world, along with the memories of the person I loved. I whispered softly to a girl who was no longer there.
また会おうな、クリス。
Oh, I got goosebumps.
それじゃあ、まゆし、私たちまた来るね。
You know, this song suddenly coming on right after that scene. I don't know if this was a good song choice right after the scene where Reyes just fucking fried her own brain out. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think I'm getting to the end of this chapter anyway, so I'm gonna keep on. Well, am I at the end of this chapter? I think I might be actually, yeah. So I'm just gonna go all the way through to the end of this chapter for this video, but I'm gonna step aside and talk a little bit about Reyes as a villain, because I'm gonna be honest here, Reyes as a villain was pretty decent. Not really my favorite sort of villain, but Reyes was still a pretty good villain. Though I have to admit, Leskinen was 10 times better than her. I'm gonna say this now, I gotta give it to my man Leskinen. At least in the anime adaptation of Steins Gate Zero, I think Leskinen was a better villain than Reyes. Although Reyes was a pretty decent villain, it's just that, I didn't really feel much for Reyes as a villain. Even though she was kind of surprising, she's more of a meh villain. But with Leskinen is an amazing villain, and I cannot wait to see the roots in this game of Leskinen's villain routes, because even from the anime, I liked Leskinen as a villain, because he's just doing it because he wants to be the ultimate mad scientist, for which is probably one of the better of the motivations of any villain of Steins Gate. Like, Reyes was doing it to make a super intelligent soldier researcher for the American government to take over the world. Meh, that's silly. No, Leskinen, who wants to figure out the truth behind time just to fuck around with it. That is a better motivation, and that is a better reason as to why he's a villain than whatever the fuck Reyes was doing. Leskinen, 10 out of 10 villain. Reyes, 6 out of 10 villain. That's my take on the two villains of Steins Gate Zero. Anyways, let's see how this chapter ends. Because I think we're getting to the end of the chapter since we did just defeat Strafo and Reyes, so all they're left to do is... What is there left to do? Send the D-mail back in time. That's what is left to do. Send the D-mail back in time. So let's do it.
またね。ルカ君も今度一緒にコスプレしようね。考えておきます。オカリンさんや皆さんもお邪魔しました。
ああ、またいつでも来るといい。どうした？
オカリンさん、なんだか雰囲気変わりましたね。
そうか？
なんだか前よりずっととっつきやすくなった感じ。もう吹雪ちゃん、本人に向かって失礼だよ。楓ちゃんだってさっき言ってたじゃん。ちょっと。
やれやれだな。
それじゃあ私もそろそろおいとましますね。
今日もバイト？
はい、終わったら連絡します。週末の予定決めましょう。
おほー。
オッケー。じゃあ連絡待ってるよ。
なんでにゃ？ダルニャン、ユキニャンとかなりいい感じだにゃ。
そう？でもフェリスタンへの愛ももちろん変わらないのだぜ。
Let's see about that in the next few months.
もう、父さんたらまた。
It had been several days since then. All the chaos with Amadeus and Cursor's memories had calmed down, and normal life had resumed. There had been no official announcements about what happened in the basement of Tokyo Denki University. The next day, the basement had been sealed off because of what was described as a lab accident. The military, or maybe Stratfo, had covered it up. And since then, we hadn't seen anything strange going on around us. There should have been no traces that we were ever there. They probably weren't going to come after us.
それにしても、あれは何だったんだろう。
あれって？
あの女がカガリにマキセ・クリスの記憶をダウンロードしたとき、うまくいかなかったんだよ。
ただシステムがうまく作動しなかっただけじゃないん？
ダルニャンの言う通りだにゃ。考え ことないにゃ。そうなのかな。なんか気になるんだよね。
Oh. I didn't actually think of that. I thought that was Daru's doing, but no. It did actually fail to start when she tried putting the memories into Kagari. Huh.
そういえば、あの時。
Kagari seemed to have been thinking of something. She opened her mouth to speak.
でも。ちょっとカガリ、言いかけて途中でやめないでよ。気になるだろ。あの時、声が聞こえたような気がするの。声？
Uh-oh. Something spooky is actually coming up soon, I bet.
頭の奥で、誰だかわからないけど、ダメって。
Oh, God, that's actually kind of scary.
私、あの時のことをほとんど覚えてないから、ただの夢か何かだったのかも。アマデウス。もしかしたら、アマデウスじゃないかしら。クリスが最後の最後で、自分の記憶をカガリさんに上書きされるのを拒んだんじゃないかって。
That seems to be the answer.
真帆にしてはロジカルじゃない意見だな。
But Lukaku and Mayuri stared at each other when they heard Maho's words.
僕たちが最後にアマデウスさんを起動した時なんですけど、途中で通信が切られたんです。オカリンのボットさんが話してるのに、なんだかすごく慌てたみたいに切れたんだ。
Could that have been when it happened?
でも、そんなことあり得るの？わからない。けど、アマデウスにも人間と同じ自己防衛本能はあるはずよ。だから、自分の記憶をよからぬことに利用されようとしているのに気づいて、ということも考えられなくはないわ。
In a different Worldline, Kursu's memories had once existed inside Kagari. Maybe Kursu had saved Kagari from experiencing the same fate here. There may have been another reason, but at least that was what I wanted to think.
なあオカリン、僕も一個わからんことがあるんだけど。
なんだ？
オカリンの話だと、これまでアマデウスが原因で何度か世界線の変動があったんだろ？でも僕たちがあの時のことを覚えてるってことは、今回は変動してないってことだよな。それはなんでなんだろ
う。ああ、そのことか。
I thought about that right after what had happened.
おそらくだが、これまでの世界線の変動はアマデウスに対してアクションを起こしたことで、クリスの記憶が何者かの手に渡ったことが原因だと思われる。
Whoever had gotten the memories had used them to rewrite the past.
だが今回はその原因であるアマデウスとクリスの記憶そのものを消去した。原因が取り除かれれば、それによる世界線の変動は起きない。そういうことだろう。
The cause of the battle between Strafo and Derpa was gone, and we'd gotten rid of the data that Kursu had left behind. The future created by Kursu's memories was gone, but Suzuha and Kagari were still here. If they were still here, then the future hadn't changed that much. Of course, I knew that. Unless I could reach Steins Gate, the Worldline convergence wouldn't change. But that didn't mean that this was for nothing. There was that small flash of insight I'd felt in 2036. This world was another step toward it.
で、これからどうするん？
It's time! Is it time? I think it's time. Oh, it's fucking time! It is fucking time! It's fucking time. I bet it's fucking time. He's gonna send a message to the past, isn't he?
そうだな。いろいろやるべきことはあるが、その前に。
I took something out of the pocket of my white lab coat.
さて、皆に俺からプレゼントだ。
これは。
ラボメンバージ。俺たち全員がこのラボのメンバーである証だ。
Oh, wait a second. Okay. Okabe, Shina, Hashita, Makase, Kiryu, Urushibara, Ferris, Amane, who was number 9? Hiajo, Shina. What's the last A? Because I know that, number 9 is Maho, number 10 is, Kagari. What is A? Wait, what's A? Is it Yuki? No, wait! It's Amadeus, isn't it? It's fucking Amadeus! Amadeus is number 11, isn't she? O-S-H-M-K-U-F-A-H-S-A. The badge had everyone's initials on it. Of course, Kursu and Moka's were there too. I added in Yajo Maho. Ah, yes, it is Yuki. Okay, it could have been Amadeus. You know what? It could have been Amadeus, but no, it's Yuki. Well, Amadeus is Kursu, so yeah, Yuki makes more sense. I'd added in Yajo Maho, Shina Kagari, and Amane's Yuki too. Accepting the past for what it was, and connecting it to the future. That was my job right now. Kagari held the badge to her chest happily.
私の宝物、一つ増えちゃった。
Aww. The path that lay before me might be even harder than the one I traveled so far. But I knew the light was still there at the end of it.
私、クリスとオカリンさんが仲良くなれた理由、なんとなくわかる気がするわ。私も、父さんたちがどうしてあんなにもオカリンおじさんを頼りにしていたのか、やっとわかった。私も、ママがオカリンさんをずっと好きなの、わかるな。
Well, you dropped the beans.
かがりちゃん、違うよ。マヤシーはオカリンの人質で、だから、
なんこれオカリンだけモテまくり許せんリアチェ爆発しろ
Oh, Daru! You have Yuki! You have Yuki, Daru!
父さんには母さんがいるでしょ
Like Suza just said. Many different futures and many different pasts. Where they all converge, I know I'll find you. So.
ああ、俺だ。何？いつになったら助けに来るのか、だと。
お？
慌てるな。今はまだその時ではない。俺を誰だと思っている？いいか、狂気のマッドサイエンティスト、フォーインキョーマに二言はない。だから、しばし待つがよい。お前を絡め取るその時の呪縛から、いつか必ず、俺が助け出してやる。ああ、必ずだ。
Kursu. Until the day comes that we meet, all I have, I give to you.
エル、プサイ、コングルー。
Oh? December 2011. Akihabara. A year after all the chaos, Maho visited the Future Gadget Lab for the first time in a long while.
お、来た来た。
お久しぶりね、みんな。
うん
ああ、真帆さんだ。すごく会いたかったよ。てってる
Okay, I didn't skip Mayuri's line. I almost did though.
お久しぶりです、真帆さん。元気そうで何よりだにゃ。みんな相変わらずで安心したわ。
You know it.
そっちこそ変わってないね。どうせ私は小さいわよ。
Oh!
そういう意味で言ったんじゃないって。わかってる。冗談よ。どうしたの？この一年、真帆さんに会えなくて寂しかったよ。ちょっと、そんな抱きつかなくても。だって。ごめん。本当は夏にも来たかったんだけど、大学の方でもいろいろあって。
The events of last January had left deep scars on Maho's lab. Of course they had. Not only was Amadeus involved, but many people in the college, including Dr. Reyes, had been involved as well.
遠いところ、よく来てくれた、真帆。
What happened to Leskinen in his timeline? Because Leskinen wasn't a bad guy, was he? I don't think he was a bad guy this time around. What happened to him?
当たり前よ。私だっていろいろと関わってきたんだもの。この目で見届けるのが務めだわ。
でも、本当にいいのか？この一年の後処理が無駄になるんだぞ。
無駄になんてならないわよ。第一、この世界の未来が過去につながるって言ったのはあなたでしょ？
Wait! Oh my god. They're making a new Amadeus, aren't they?
だから私は、この世界で私がすべきことをやっただけよ。
ああ、そうだったな。
I was supposed to die in 2025, but I was alive. Everyone had been fooled. The past me. Everyone in the future. The world had been deceived. I thought the future was certain. But instead, I found a future I didn't expect. So, wouldn't I be able to deceive the world too? And by doing so, avoid the future that awaited us? And, if I could deceive the world, maybe I could reach Steins Gate. But how to do so, unfortunately, was beyond me right now. But the future me had said.
シュタインズゲート世界線への道は険しい。一度や二度やり直したところでたどり着ける道ではないだろう。けれどまずはそこから始めることがシュタインズゲートへとつながるんじゃないか。いくつもの未来の先が過去へとつながっているんじゃないか。11年前オカリンはそう言ってた。だからさ、僕たちがいるこの世界も無駄じゃない。きっと必要な世界なんだ。少なくとも今の僕はそう思ってる。
Many futures, all connected to the past. That meant there was only one thing for me to do.
橋田さん、例のものはちゃんとできたの？
もちろん、もう使えるはずだお。
Oh, they made a phone wave. Interesting, okay. An old microwave, sitting in the back of the Delmet room. It was the time-leap machine that Maho had helped finish. Daru had added a new function to it.
それにしても、 こんなものが世界の命運を握っていたなんてね。
That's right. Everything began here. Our fate, and Kurisu's, had all been ruined by this device. The one difference between this and the old phone wave was that this was connected to a smartphone, not an old feature phone. Text messages to the past would be detected by CERN no matter what I did, which meant we'd become a target. That would mean taking this world that I'd gained only at the cost of sacrificing Kurisu right back to where we started. There would be no point in that. But there were other ways to communicate now, beyond simple emails. There were other ways to send messages. The software we use now, Rhine, was one of them.
名付けて D ラインってとこかな。
D-Line! Of course, the idea of using the electrons of the CRT television in the Brown Tube workshop to control gravity and create a singularity to send the message back in time was the same. I'm gonna repeat that before I read what a singularity is. Of course, the idea of using the electrons of the CRT television in the Brown Tube workshop to control gravity and create a singularity to send the message back in time was the same. What is a singularity, you might ask? Well, if you asked, a singularity is used here to denote the astrophysics term gravitational singularity. This refers to a place where gravity is infinite. However, the existence of such a singularity is only theoretical, and since the inside of a gravitational singularity would be impossible to observe, cannot be proven. A black hole singularity is the point created by the gravitational collapse of a star that has reached the end of its life. You can think of it as all the matter in a star with a radius of several million kilometers compressed down into a space smaller than the period at the end of the sentence. Ah, so that's how they're going to explain a singularity. Alright. And the amount we could send was still 18 characters, the same as the D-mail. But we didn't have to worry about CERN finding it. We didn't have to worry about Mayuri being killed. The only problem was that we couldn't send messages back before we started using Rhine. But there was nothing I could do about that. The most important thing to do right now was make it possible.
まったくどこにも補足されないようになんて注文つけるから結構大変だったのだぜ。抜け穴見つけるのにめっちゃ時間かかったんだからな。
He'd complain, but he pulled it off anyway.
さすがだ。マイフェイバリットライトアーム。
あ、何気に懐かしい響き。
でもオカリ、本当にいいの？
そうだにゃ。またそのことでキョウマが辛い思いをするんじゃないのかにゃ。
かもしれないな。
だったら。
でもそれでも俺はやらなければならない。
オカリンさん。
The Third World War was going to happen unless I could stop it. Kagari and Susa's presence made that obvious. There was only one future that lay before us. But it was another piece of the path that would lead us to Steins Gate. To get there, I would have to go into the past and start over. It would be fine. I was capable of starting over as many times as I needed to now. I could overcome anything, until I reached the promised door. I already had the message I was going to send. Sending that message must have been why I'd come to this Worldline in the first place. Of course, I didn't know what I'd think or what I'd do when I received it, but I knew I would be successful. I would lead us to another future and to another past.
かがりさん、不安ですか？だってもし過去が変わって平和な時代が来たら、ママと出会えなくなっちゃうかもしれない。 ちゃん。
心配ない。アトラクタフィールド理論では、起こるべきものは必ず起こる。そう決まっている。
Oh?
世界線が変わろうと、君は、マユリに出会うはずだ。
Oh!
本当？
ああ、俺が保証する。
Hold on. Wait, if we go by attractor field theory, wouldn't Okabe still die in 2025 if we go by that theory, even in the Steins Gate line? Oh shit! Okabe... I mean, yes, he has 10 years apiece. 15 years apiece, but... Oh my god! He still might die in 2025 due to attractor field convergence theory. Maybe that's something that I probably shouldn't have mentioned because, no one wants to think that Okabe is going to die in the best timeline. But, when you think about it, yeah, he might be doomed to die in 2025, even in the Steins Gate line, if you think about attractor field theory. So yes, Kagari will meet Mayuri again in the future, but Okabe is still going to die in 2025, regardless of what timeline they are on. I mean, that's not an excuse not to go to the Steins Gate timeline, but I'm just pointing this out now. No matter what timeline they're in, according to attractor field theory, that might mean Okabe is still fated to die in 2025. Or it could be a case of brain death? Huh. Interesting. If there's ever a sequel to Steins Gate, I kind of want to see how they, would explore that topic.
よかったね、かがりちゃん。オカリンが保証してくれたら安心だよ。未来でもきっと会おうね。おじさん、ありがとう。
礼を言われることじゃない。もともとは、俺が蒔いた種だ。
And this was where things got really hard.
それでも言わせて。ありがとう。
そのセリフ、父さんにもプリーズ。
Daru!
父さんも、ありがとう。
もっと上目遣いで目をうるうるさせて言っておくれ、マイドーター。
He's aware that she's his daughter. That makes it kind of worse. When the past changed, everything I'd done in the past year would be undone. All the futures I experienced, and all the time it took me to come back would go away too. But they wouldn't go to waste. I was here now, and in the past, I was just about to begin my work. And then the future lay beyond. When all those lives came together, the door to the future would be waiting. Steins Gate would be waiting.
では行くぞ。鳳凰院京馬の名において、これより新たなるオペレーションヘルヘイムを開始する。
Yeah?
面全員準備はいいか。
To find a way there, I would change the past again.
オキドキ。
Can we see the full image? Curse you, so that someday we can be together once more. Mad scientists trick world, making each possibility. Steins Gate 0! Holy crap! I like how vague they kept everything at the end of this chapter. Like, I like the vagueness they did for this chapter, but yeah. Wow. And that was Promised Rinascimento. Oh, man. I think I got one of the best endings first. I might be wrong, though. I might be wrong. But I think I got one of the best endings first. Oh.
優しい嘘だってみんなちゃんと知ってるずっと一緒にいたいよ本当の気持ちこれは愛なのかな奇跡と運命の出会いから僕らはまたあの場所へときらめく星夜空に手を伸ばせばよみがえるね思いもぬくもりの日も溢れ出すよあの時あの場面で君の言葉泣いて笑った記憶のすべてが書き換わるとしてもデジャブみたいに心の奥で揺れて
Oh man. Oh man. Like, this ending was not as heartbreaking as the endings of the previous 98 game, like the Mayuri ending and the Kursu ending and the True ending, but I still like this ending because it was just interesting all the way through, and I fucking loved seeing Hououin Kyouma return. But as I play the other endings of this game, I think I'm gonna have to take off the lab coat once more. Actually, I'm gonna keep it on for at least the rest of this video. D-Ryan was sent. What does that mean? Promise me Rinascimento completed. Extra. Menu was added to the title menu. CG library, okay? Sound library, movie library, tips. New item, unlocking tips. New item, unlocked in CG library. New wallpaper. Thank you for all these stuff. Let's see the extra menu, actually. Let's see this real quick. I think there was something added to tips? Maybe? Oh! The gadgets! They added the future gadgets! Oh! Ghost in the ball. Future gadget number 7. A large ball with 12 Type 6 broad tube TVs, all with their screens facing outward. In between the TVs are multiple miniature CMOS cameras. The cameras are pointed directly outward and linked to the TVs directly behind them. The result is what looks like a polygon model of a ball that uses optical camouflage technology. At present, it's the best thing the Future Gadget Lab has created, but it's so big that it's a hassle to keep around. The name comes from the popular SF anime, movie, and manga franchise known as Ghost in the Bell. Silume Saber! Oh my god! Future Gadget number 6. A stick filled with lead chemical Silume with a handle to allow it to be used as a sword. We've revolutionized the industry by creating glowing flake blood, an idea no one's ever had done before. The Future Gadget Lab can do more than just work with hardware. We're also chemists too. The name comes from the famous Hollywood movie series, Spark Wars. Silume Saber. Mold Snake! Future Gadget number 4. A super instant humidifier. It consists of countless heating coils that warm water to create an incredible amount of steam. While it only lasts a few seconds, it can humidify a room in an instant. It's intended for rooms around 10 meters squared in size. The design, shaped like a claymore mine, is perfect for military otaku. The name comes from the self-action game, Metal Mode Solid Rising. Could this be Aurora? A light detector that works by sensing the sweat from your thumb. It would perhaps be better to call it a sweat detector. But still, you have to admit that this is an incredible invention. Its name comes from the cult hit manga Juju's Weird Adventure. Is that a Juju reference? Bamboo Helicam. Future Gadget number 2. A bamboo helicopter equipped with a CCD camera. The CCD camera is loaded inside the support pillar of the bamboo copter. allowing for unpowered aerial photography. However, since the camera spins at an incredible rate, watching the footage may make you sick. The naming comes from the anime 22 Iman. I don't understand this reference. 22 Iman. Yeah, I don't recognize that reference. Bit Particle Gun. Future Gadget number 1. The first glorious invention of the Future Gadget Lab. It consists of a TV remote jammed inside a toy ray gun. If you pull the trigger of the gun, you can change the channel of the TV as if you were shooting at it. However, the only button that works is the channel button. The others, such as volume control, doesn't work at all. The TV must be manually powered on and off. The name comes from one of Japan's most famous giant robot anime, Mobile Jacket Gundam. Oh man, what's in the movie library? Hold on. Oh, opening, ending. Amimelo Summer Live. What? What is that? 2015, August 8th. August 28th. What is this? Oh, Chris is there! What is this?
ちなみにマユシーは小学生の時バスケの試合を見に来た記憶があるのです。
兄様を筆頭に数々のライブ
Oh, this is an advertisement, isn't it?
聖地だからね。
This is an
知ら
advertisement.
ないやつはオタク失格っしょ、常識的に考えて。にしても、オカリン、なんで午前中からここに呼び出したん？
いいから黙って見ていろ。スタインズゲートよ。今ここに開くがいい。
What? What? He just summoned the time machine! What the fuck? He summoned the time machine! That's how powerful Okabe is! Oh man. That was an advertisement for something, wasn't it? Yeah, that was an advertisement. I didn't know there would be advertisements in this game. Okay. Oh man, and the CG library. Ah, these are all the CGs that I unlocked. Ah. Alright. Oh, there's the full image of Suzuha kicking the motorcycle woman. Oh man. Hold on. This is what I wanted to see! Oh my god, this is a great image. This is a great image. Oh my god. Also, I love how Maho just looks so done with everything. While everyone else is staring in awe at Okabe, Maho's just like, why am I here? Why did I come to Japan again? Why did I do this? Oh, the revival. Oh man. Alright, might as well check the sound library real quick, even though I'm not really gonna listen to too many of the sounds, since a lot of these are, you know, copyrighted, but still, interesting. Wait, what's Okie Dokie? Oh. That's Okie Dokie. Alright. Dang! What does Clear List do? Oh! Rinascimento of the Unwavering Promise. Ah, so ending 1 of 6 was unlocked. Ah, and also it can tell me how long I've been playing this game, which is 28 hours, 44 minutes, and 25 seconds. I've acquired almost all the tips, and the album I only have 38% of. Interesting. Interesting. Oh man, I warmed up a little, but my feet are still freezing. I warmed up a little throughout this video, but holy crap, that was Promise Rinascimento. Thank you everybody for watching this video, and next week, I'll be going for another ending of Steins Gate 0. I'm not for sure how exactly I'm going to go about the rest of this game, but I'm just going to go ahead and find all the other endings. I'll probably use the Steins Gate Wikia's help for that one. Like, I know that there's 2 branches. Like, there's this branch and that branch, but I don't know what's the difference between the two branches. So, yeah, I'm very intrigued to see where this goes. And yes, there's about 6 main endings, so I'm really looking forward to seeing the 6 main endings.
OK OK